center of the course. Let's Wrap It Up is trying to make a late run. Captain Stan to catch. Let's Wrap It Up on the outside coming. These two will decide it. Captain Stan and Let's Wrap It Up.
Bit earlier today down at Gulfstream Park, race number 10, a new milestone for future Hall of Fame rider Javier Castellano. 4,000 victories. And congratulations to Javier, a young man at the top of his game. He's won 2 consecutive Eclipse Awards, and it just keeps getting better.
It really does, and a career that has to be marveled at thus far, and especially down there on that Gulfstream turf course. He is literally almost unbeatable down there, Jay, and it was really cool to see him pick up this 4,000th career victory. What a milestone.
Just under 3 years to get from 3,000 to 4,000. Got his 3,000th win in late February of 2012 down at Gulfstream Park, and there you go, the man just racking up credentials and honors on the heels of a 4-win Saturday afternoon. And, of course, Saturday, the operative word as we get this Sunday edition of Aqueduct Insider underway. We're glad you're with us. Maggie Wolfendale, Jason Blewitt, our clubhouse studios as we get set to close down another week of racing, a 4-day week as it turned out here at the Big A. But Saturday, first major racing day in this country in 2015. It felt that way, and I'll tell you, going into the San Antonio and coming out of it, it lived up to all expectations.
It really did live up to the billing that this race was projected to be. We saw the 2-year-old champ just coming up outside this year's, 2-year-old champ of 2013 coming up this year's Horse of the Year and 3-year-old champ California Chrome. But the little gelding would not be denied here as he actually draws away under wraps, Jay. He was impressive. Yep. California Chrome, he ran his race. Art Sherman saying that maybe he did not have him as tight as he wanted. Some of those works leading into the San Antonio weren't quite as fast and kind of leg stretching as he would have liked. So, but really citing no fault and just 2 horses going at it. Yeah. And it was great to see.
I think California Chrome ran his race in my book. Second best to a horse on Saturday. That was the better racehorse. And we hope and we knock on wood that these 2 world-class talents stay healthy throughout 2015. Now, regarding future plans, Shared Belief will keep his tack and his game out in Southern California. The $1 million big cap in March will be his goal. And for California Chrome, the Derby winner and Preakness winner from 2014 is traveling about 8,000 miles away to the deserts of Dubai.
Yes, he is. He's going to the Dubai World Cup. $10 million on the line. It's back on dirt. Not that he necessarily would have a problem with the synthetic surface, as he's proven he's pretty good on turf as well. But yeah, the Dubai World Cup, he'll go and try to be the 3rd horse, the 3rd Kentucky Derby winner to win the World Cup. All
right, let's move on to the Bob Lewis Stakes. And speaking of a former Kentucky Derby winner who went on to win the Dubai World Cup, you can't help but think of Silver Charm, the trainer, or the same trainer as Dortmund. Blue Cap somehow re-rallying up the rail to win the Bob Lewis. This was just an electrifying 3-year-old prep race, and both of these horses, it sounds like, Maggie, came out of their respective efforts, and they were good efforts in good shape.
Yeah, firing line. He ran a great race, too, but Dortmund, I mean, he is a monster to look at. He is a big, strapping colt, and Bob Baffert saying he's going through a growth spurt, and I'm scared to see what he looks like when he's done that growth spurt. So really nice 3-year-olds there on display in the Bob Lewis, and Dortmund getting a 103 buyer for his effort.
103 buyer, and it sounds like both those horses may skip the next major prep out in Southern Cali, the San Felipe, and looking at that knockdown, drag-out, all-out war off the quarter pole, you get that's probably the right move. Maybe the Santa Anita Derby next for a rematch between those 2. What about the big Saturday card here at Aqueduct? It looked like they were betting with both fists. The place was packed, and we saw just a major last-to-first run, overcoming a stumbling start from Far From Over, who returned along with El Kabir in pretty good shape out of the withers.
Yeah, and it was kind of miraculous when you think about the start for this horse, that he didn't at least cut into himself in any way. But assistant trainer for Todd Pletcher here in New York, Byron Hughes, citing that he looks fantastic this morning and did not emerge out of the race any worse for wear. So hopefully, it sounds like they might be leaning towards staying here and running in either the Gotham or the Wood Memorial. But obviously, Todd has that option to ship him south too.
And the connections of El Kabir, the winner of the Jerome, who was a big odds-on favorite Saturday, non-committal about his next start. Ahmed Zayed telling Dave Grunning of the Racing Forum, if all is well, they may indeed run back in the Gotham. So you might have that rematch brewing on the inner track. And speaking of the inner track, a blazing 3/4 from Salute Those Amigos. Just a wild, near last to first winner of yesterday's toboggan. He turned some heads again, and no rest for the weary. He's getting right down to your home state of Maryland.
Yes, he is. He's heading for the General George, which will be running in, what, 2 weeks? Not even?
February 16th.
So,
right? 8 days from now.
8 days from now, next Monday. So, you know, he must be doing well. That's why they're doing it, striking while the iron's hot.
David Jacobson likes to do that, and he caught up with the MIG earlier today.
David, Saludos Amigos was so impressive in the toboggan. He never really looked like he was in position to win the race, and he went and ran down a loose on the lead, Dad's Caps.
Yeah, Dad's Cap ran a great race, and you know, he did what he was supposed to do, and Saludos just ran him down.
He seems to keep finding ways to win, and I understand you might be thinking about wheeling him right back in the General George. Is that a possibility? Oh no, we are going to the General George. I mean, unless something comes up that you know, unforeseen. But right now, he didn't even run yesterday. This morning he was just feeling so good. Ate up last night, and I could run him today if there was a race for him. Hey, that must be special for a trainer when you have a horse win a stake and come out of it in that good order. You got to feel good to go to the barn in the morning and see him bouncing around. Oh, it's spectacular. You know, just to see him, he's feeling so good. And to run the two, you know, I mean, all the races he runs, but the last 2 races were really special. And they, you know, for him to come out of it like this, he thrives on it. And beyond the General George, I know it's hard to say what's going to happen in the future, but is there any chance of you taking him over to Dubai for that sprint? Well, I'm speaking with Mike Marino about it, and we're thinking about it, but it's between that and the Carter, you know, the obvious race for him. And I don't know, after the General George, we'll seriously think about it. But right now, we're just worrying about one race at a time. Well, good decisions to have to make. Good luck and congratulations. Thanks, Rich. Okay.
A throwback, an iron horse, Salute Those Amigos. The 108 buyer came out of the race good. We're happy about that. David Jacobson in action today here at Aqueduct, as were 9 races from start to finish. And here's the feature, Sunday's third, John Embrial with the call from the gate.
And they're off. Don Dolce, Snake Pit. There's Casi Guapo. And towards the inside, Idle American. And down at the rail, it's Golden It Is. Golden It Is with the lead going into the clubhouse turn. Idle American runs in second. The gray Don Dolce at the rail. On the outside, it's Casi Guapo along with Snake Pit. The field reaches the backstretch, and Golden It Is the leader by 3/4 of a length. Idle American second by a head. Casi Guapo's on the outside in third. Don Dolce, Snake Pit right together, 4th and 5th. And at the back are Bimata and Celebrated Talent. Golden It Is holding on to the lead over big long shot Idle American. Casi Guapo on the far outside in third, with Snake Pit in between horses and Don Dolce down at the rail. Bimata has now moved up to 6th, and Celebrated Talent, the even money favorite, is 7th and last. The quarter 24-2, the half in 48-1. Golden It Is, Idle American. Now they're right together, and now Snake Pit is just in behind in third. Casi Guapo on the outside in 4th. Don Dolce, then Bimata, and Celebrated Talent. It's wide open as the field comes for the top of the stretch. Here's Snake Pit now to grab the lead. It's Snake Pit in front. Celebrated Talent is way out on the extreme outside. Snake Pit is the leader. Then Don Dolce, Bimata, and Celebrated Talent. Golden It Is down at the rail. Snake Pit with a narrow lead. Here's Don Dolce. Celebrated Talent on the outside. They come for the wire. Don Dolce by a head. Close for second. Celebrated Talent.
Drama on the line. We've got a DQ forthcoming, and we'll highlight the outside horse, Celebrated Talent, who will be disqualified from third in the third.
Yeah, but you got to pay attention to the gray horse with the white and black colors on as well, as he crashes in to the other gray horse, both of them doing so. Jay, I got to tell you, I don't think this was the right call in taking just the 5 down, because let's face it, they both sandwich number 7, Bimata. Jockey Angel Arroyo does a fantastic job of staying aboard him. Bimata does a great job himself by staying up on all 4. And This was a very controversial race.
Yes, people up here were talking, other horsemen talking, social media lit up on the heels of this disqualification. The fact that they started blinking Celebrated Talent, then they started blinking Don Dolce. The stewards looked at it for a while. They deliberated, and their decision was Celebrated Talent was guilty of interfering with Bamada, and it was a case of Don Dolce being right up next to Bamada. When Bamada kind of lost his action, he swerved into Don Dolce, and it was more a chain reaction with Don Dolce's hind end going out from underneath him. It's right up there on Naira.com, the steward's corner. Whether you agree or not, well, that's the way the race paid out. And let's give a little love here to Don Dolce. Mike Wilson, Ruben Silvera with the gelding by Maria Zman.
Yeah, Mike doing a great job with this horse, bringing him back. He had those go-back races to go to, and he ran the winning race that we knew he was capable of doing.
And he was in for the 62.5 this afternoon, and a couple people saw fit to drop claim slips on Don Dolce. Sit tight for the claims on this Sunday card, but let's get you back to the action on this overcast gray day at the Big 8. Is race number 6, the opening leg of the late pick 4, and most eyes on the 2 going out for trainer Bruce Brown.
The Fenwick Hall breaks well and goes out for the lead. Be Noteworthy is right alongside, and there goes Lakeside Sunset. So 3 of them are heads apart for the early lead. Livion Love runs in 4th. Papa's Missile moving up a spot on the outside from 5th. Then it's Bayesian Beach, Sweet Naida, and Irish Laughter is down at the rail. Fenwick Hall leads here by a half length. In between horses, Be Noteworthy. Lakeside Sunset is on the outside. Lakeside Sunset now moves into second. Be Noteworthy is third. The quarter went in 23 3. Papa's Missile on the move now up to third. And Be Noteworthy is back running in fourth. And then comes Livy on Love as the field comes for the top of the stretch. Fenwick Hall narrowly over Lakeside Sunset, the half mile in 47 1. Fenwick Hall now with a 2-length lead over Lakeside Sunset. Livion Love is down at the rail. Farther back, it's Be Noteworthy in fourth. And now there's a 16th to the wire. It's Fenwick Hall in front. Lakeside Sunset giving chase. Fenwick Hall is the winner by a length and a quarter. Lakeside Sunset second. Livion Love was third. And Be Noteworthy finished fourth.
Freud Filly, Bruce Brown runs 1-2. He wins the race with the higher price of his 2 horses. And Fenwick Hall had the seasoning, and she outruns her highly regarded first-time starting stablemate.
That's right. That was all the buzz on the backside this morning, that Lakeside Sunset could run. And, I mean, she showed promise, but not even, you know, it's hard to take a first-time starter even money.
And that's not Bruce's game either.
No.
I get she was trading really well. Bruce doesn't win often with firsters. They rarely go off, I'd say, even below 5-6 to 1, even in pretty lean races with smaller fields. But she did run well. She flashed speed, but the experience counted with Fenwick Hall.
It really did, and Fenwick Hall showed that she had the speed, and it paid off today. And her stablemate was just left chasing her at the wire. So.
All right, 5-pound apprentice Angel Cruz, the winning rider, and fear not, plenty more state-bred action coming your way on this Sunday edition of Aqueduct Insider, along with the Pick 6 and a look back at the week that was. It's MSG Plus. Welcome back to Aqueduct Insider. Maggie, Jason, all of you. We get you back. Race number 8. These are New York-bred 3-year-old fillies going long in this state-bred. Now one is a 1.
From the inside, Shangri-La goes out for the lead. There goes North 8th Street now. And right behind is In Spite of Mama in third. Perfect Freud is running in fourth. As the field moves for the backstretch, Shangri-La is the leader. North 8th Street in second, In Spite of Mama in third. Perfect Freud on the outside in fourth. Oh My God, Donna is fifth. At the back are Bobby's Brickhouse and Stolen Victory. As they head up the backstretch, long shot Shangri-La leads here by a head, but North 8th Street now moves right alongside. The quarter went in 24 seconds. They're midway up the backstretch. North 8th Street on the outside and Shangri-La on the inside. They are stride for the lead, and right behind the duo of Perfect Freud and In Spite of Mama. At the back, Bobby's Brickhouse, Stolen Victory, Oh My God Donna, the half in 48-2. As they start the run into the far turn, it's North 8th Street on the outside to poke ahead in front of Shangri-La. Shangri-La comes right back, and they're right together again. Perfect Freud on the outside, in spite of Mama's going to need some racing room. Bobby's Brickhouse and Stolen Victory. They come off the turn and into the stretch. 3/4 went in 1:13-3. Here comes Perfect Freud on the outside. Now to take the lead. North 8th Street continues to battle on. Then it's In Spite of Mama and Shangri-La, followed by Bobby's Brickhouse with a 16th out. Perfect Freud in front. In Spite of Mama, one last try. Perfect Freud, In Spite of Mama. Looked like Perfect Freud got there. It's a photo finish with In Spite of Mama.
Well, you talk about a guy who's made the most of limited starters. How about trainer Chip Dutrow? He's run 9 on the inner track this winter. He's won 4. He's got 4 seconds and a third. Pretty impressive, and he got Perfect Freud to go long.
Yeah, he's never been off the board. That was impressive. Impressive getting this filly to stretch out, in my opinion. And Vincent Scuderi, his percentage as an owner is incredible as well. So, you know, when you see these guys claim one together, which is usually their MO, you can expect them to improve it.
And I'm jealous. Vincent Scuderi's got that nice grindstone mare, Seeking the Silver, who's already foaled Paula's Silver Lining, and, of course, Dad's Caps, who was second to Salute Dos Amigos, his arch rival in yesterday's toboggan. Hopefully they meet on the inner track, or at least on the main, maybe in the Carter down the road on April 4th with Memorial Day. But it's the Super Sunday 6 here on Insider coming up. Johnny I with the calls of 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9.
While at 47 seconds, the field is in the stretch. Rich Stallone on the outside, and Francis Freud, and Private Thrill continues to move up as they pass the 8th pole. Rich Stallone and Private Thrill on the outside, and Private Thrill takes over in deep stretch. Private Thrill overcomes a slow beginning to win here by a length. Rich Stallone was second, farther back, Cat's Landing in third. Mambo at the Gym now takes over from Xander Zone. Mambo at the Gym in front by 2. Xander Zone battles on towards the rail. Then it's Inca Saint and Howl and Sunny Cider. Mambo at the Gym has built a 5-length lead. Mambo at the Gym dances home a 4.5-length winner. Inca Saint was second. Then Xander Zone, the half, was running 47 3/5 seconds, and now Qui C'est Moi has taken over. Wishing a Prayer back in second, then Little T. Louie, and Tonight. Qui C'est Moi draws away. Qui C'est Moi, much the best here, and wins as the 6-5 favorite. Wishing a Prayer held second. Tonight was third. Moonlight Encounter fourth. At the top of the stretch, and they have the favorite to catch. Discreet Force in front by 3 lengths. Island Candy moves into second. Then it's E-Coach and Blue Ballerina as they pass the 8th pole. Discreet Force. Here comes Island Candy. Island Candy takes over the lead. Discreet Force back in second. Island Candy wins it. Discreet Force was second. Then Bridget Maloney and Perling on the outside, and Sandcat, and down at the rail is Brendan G. First Ranger with the lead. Read the Mirage on the outside. Down at the rail is Brendan G. They pass the 8th pole. First Ranger still there. Read the Mirage. Brendan G at the rail. Late move from Horatio. They come for the wire. It is First Ranger and Read the Mirage, and Read the Mirage surged at the end to win it. And Jody and Emily may do it. It is Golden Starlet. But here comes Twin Lights on the outside, and here comes Emily May Do It down at the rail. Then Rockin' Jody and Sweet Cherokee. Twin Lights has taken over the lead. Emily May Do It moves to second. Rockin' Jody moves to third. They're coming down for the finish. It's Twin Lights, and Twin Lights takes it. Almost 3 lengths at the end. Looked like Emily May Dewitt got second over Rockin' Jody. Golden Star.
Utopia Philly in the last finished off a Sunday pick six that paid $5,700. Now, one winner outside of the pick six sequence who was pretty impressive happened to win in race number 2, and that was Mambo at the Gym.
Yeah, this is one of those strange instances where you have a horse that's bred top and bottom. Bernstein out of a King Mambo mare for the turf. He went 0 for 7 on the green stuff, and now that he's switched to the dirt, he has two wins and a second, and has stepped up his game here, and he wins pretty convincingly here. It's really strange. I mean, horses just make you feel humble at times because you think you know what you're doing, and then they prove you completely wrong.
Well, first of 2 consecutive wins on today's card for trainer Mike Wilson, who does a good job. He's picked up some owners. Edward Seltzer, the winning owner and breeder of Mambo at the Gym. Barry K. Schwartz was the winning owner of Don Dolce, and perhaps there's something to be said, at least. These horses are based right here at Aqueduct with Mike Wilson. A good job with Mambo at the Gym. How about the Frost Giant New York bred standout? A few Frost Giant New York breds were running and competing on today's card. We get back to a race earlier in the day. We give it to Chip Dutro's Freud filly, who stretched out successfully in race 8.
Yeah, and this one he picked up and claimed and really has moved her forward, this allowance condition for these straight 3-year-olds. The job that Chip does is tremendous. He has a small stable, obviously shown by his stats, but the kind of that individualized care seems to go a long way.
Grandson of Giants Causeway won a Grade 1, the Gulfstream Park Turf Handicap yesterday down at Gulfstream Park, and here is a son of Frost Giant, in fact, or Giants Causeway, I should say, Frost Giant, who's by the man himself, a former winner of the Suburban. But my point is that Giants Causeway bloodline is just so coveted and so strong. And there you go, Eric Bishop with the phone number, Eric at sunrisestallions.com, and he's standing at Keen Stud. As we get onto the claims, just one, but a pricey horse, the Gray by Maria's Mon, Don Dolce.
And you got to wonder with the win today, could they step this horse back up into stakes company? It was a two-way shake. Abby Yatzit picks it up for a new owner in her Barn Blue Stork stables.
Moving on to the third segment, a look back at the week. Big efforts on the inner track, some fast figures, and some pretty hot trainers and jockeys. Look at the paddock here at the Big A. In fact, that is Maggie Wolfendale stopping grounds during every racing card, and those walls here at the Big A down in the paddock, well, they are adorned and highlighted with recent Grade 1 winners at the Big A. I always kind of like that scene looking around. It's like one great memory after another.
It really is. It's kind of like your yearbook there in the paddock. And yeah, we change them once you're up for 5th year. Sometimes you get moved up here, though. We have some scattered about the grandstand as well.
Well, Todd Pletcher has got plenty of horses that are highlighted with silks in the paddock here because they've won Grade 1 races at Aqueduct. And salute those amigos. Who knows, if he runs in the Grade 1 card or April 4th, might find his silks up there. David Jacobson, monstrous effort running down Dad's caps.
Right, and it's the colors of the horse that's in front right now that are hanging down there for the Carter and Dad's caps. But yeah, Southern Equine buying back into this horse after David Jacobson bought him privately, and he's just unstoppable in that older sprint division right now.
First crop of Blame. Let's take a look at the start with the colt by Blame, purchased for over $500,000 as a yearling, far from over. Aptly named, that's for sure. In fact, he's named for Dominic Moore, who's a forward on the New York Rangers, more of a fourth-line forward who took a year off from hockey after the passing of his wife. He has shown great patience, perseverance, and determination, and this is what this colt, or Dominic is what this colt is named after, and aptly named. Look at this determination and perseverance overcoming this trip to win the Withers.
You couldn't have a better named colt for the trip that he endured in the Withers. I mean, it was far from over. You thought it might be over at the start there. You know, it's kind of like he just didn't pick his feet up and stumbled over himself and just showed that he's a very athletic individual to overcome that, change tactics, come from behind, and win going away.
Very strong female family with him as well. Aldiza, Alchemist, Courtly D. You go back a few generations, it's all quality, and he has got a big future. In fact, he's pretty good as of now. And the son of Giants Causeway, we had a horse by Giants Causeway, a first out maiden win here Saturday in Lord Commander, who took all sorts of play, essentially co-favored in race 7, and he was sensational.
He really was, and it was really late money because when I talked about him, he was at 5-1, I feel like, and it was interesting that the pedigree, we were talking about Giants Causeway, it didn't look like he wanted to sprint based on the page, but looking at him in the paddock, he was an out-and-out sprinter, and he was very, very fast leaving the gate. He secured position along the rail and turned back every challenge, including from one of the other favorite in your class.
88 buyer for Lord Commander Jimmy Winkfield, February 28th. Maybe a bit too quick. Could the Bayshore on the Wood undercard April 4th be his first major goal? We'll see. But he's a good one for Todd Pletcher. Byron Hughes doing good work. And what about a day to remember at Aqueduct? A 5-win Saturday program for Irod Ortiz Jr. He got all the wins on Saturday because he's about to serve a 7-day suspension.
Yeah, just when you thought he was closing the gap on his younger brother, Jose, as far as the leaderboard is concerned here at the Big A, well, he won't be here again. That kind of seems the reason why he's not the leading rider, because he hasn't ridden here as many days as his brother. But we'll have a little vacation and be back in action before you know it.
$1.8 million in climbing this season for Irod Ortiz Jr., who's second in the standings. 49 victories on the inner track this winter for Mr. Irod. He's got 38 wins in 2015 nationally. He's got Frosted and Ocean Night, and Steve Rushing just does an outstanding job as that young rider's agent. But a super talented rider and a trainer who just comes at you with the numbers, and it never ends. Here is the fourth career, it's a record fourth career win in the Grade 1 Don Handicap for Todd Pletcher, who got the money in the big race at Gulfstream yesterday with Constitution.
He also got the money in a couple other stakes races as well down there at Gulfstream. It was a big day. The 2 turf, the Suwannee River, and the Gulfstream Park Turf Handicap won by Mishawish. So Todd, once again, is unstoppable.
Few of these people, their horses are running well. Todd Pletcher, 2 wins here yesterday. David Jacobson had a big weekend. He won a race today. Linda Rice, her horses continue to run well, and Gary Gullo's in the mix. He's been live with every horse he has run, and proving as we get to the owner standings and we take a look at David Jacobson with 10, Rapoli stable with 9. Mike ran a couple of short-priced horses here today at Aqueduct that did not win. Drawing Away stable, claim one down in Florida, I think out of the first or second at Gulfstream Park with Phil Serpy. So how do you like that?
Serpy, wow, okay. And Phil's not one you necessarily think of as a claiming trainer, so that's a very interesting new acquisition.
They're starting to branch out and proving it's never too early to look at the PPs. Here's Andy Serling with who to check out on Wednesday's card.
Well, looking at the 4th race on Wednesday's card, it's a race that on paper, there's plenty of speed, and I think that'll work against, a horse who's probably going to be favored, and that's the 7, Annie Walker, and she can win this race because she might be better than these, but I'm looking for a horse that might be able to take advantage of some pace, and perhaps that horse is the 6, By Light of Day, who in my opinion got a bit of an aggressive ride last time, and perhaps because of her outside post, she needed to be pushed a little bit early. In this race, where there's plenty of speed signed on, she doesn't need to move early, but hopefully she'll be running late considering the pace, and By Light of Day should be a fair enough price, the 6 horse, in the 4th race on Wednesday, as we go back to Jason and Maggie.
Dark on this circuit the next couple days, and best of luck to Andy's pick on Wednesday, By Light of Day, a filly that's got a chance early on the program. But again, dark the next couple of days. We get back at it, Miss Maggie, 1:20 p.m., the first post on Wednesday. And will you be tuning into the National Racing Report tomorrow night at 6 p.m.?
Oh, you know it, Jay. Of course I will. And also, it is a 6-day race week this coming week with President's Day this Monday.
Good call with that. Salute those amigos in action down at Laurel and the General George. But we are out of time. Thank you for tuning in. A great job, Maggie. And we say a hearty Aqueduct salute to Javier Castellano. 4,000 wins and counting. Look at that colony. And we'll see you this coming Wednesday on MSG Plus.